You there, Tion? How's it, man? How's it going? Yeah, good, man. Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah, no, it's fun. Okay. That helps. Jeez. Let's see. Let's try this one. Where are we doing? Alright. It's been a while since I've done this. Yeah, no, it's not so easy, eh? Yeah, no, it's okay, let's see if I can get this a bit of ROI and get the frame rate up a bit. Yeah. No, like yes, this. I'm just gonna leave the 1600 on here. I'm not gonna go onto the planetary camera because yeah, the planetary camera, like if I go in Barlow, it's basically one of these craters fills the whole screen. It's crazy. Yeah, if the sky is gonna behave, I guess. Yeah, because it's okay. There we go. Let's get this. It's yeah. I mean, like it should work, eh? Okay. Yeah, that is the really sucky part about the like this camera too. Like it really needs some help. Okay, now where's the focuser on this thing? I forget. Yeah. Up this exposure. Whoops. You can see like this atmosphere is so blurry. I think it's swimming around. Yeah. And I hate trying to focus on this. It is so difficult. Yeah. Yeah, you can see I've got the focuser here, but the problem with the motorized one is on this scope I need to do something. It's not working so well. I think the actual like the focuser is a bit iffy. Okay, that's definitely blurrier. Mm-mm. Ah, it's a bit dodgy. Well, it depends how beefy you want to go. Like a moonlight is around 15,000. You can see quite a bit of detail, even though it's like. Problem is, this is like. This frame rate is quite low. Let's go, but. Let's drop this ROR 640. See if we can get this frame rate up a bit. 80 FPS is not too bad. There's a filter wheel on this. Settings. Gosh, it's a while since I've done this. Too long. Okay, that's not doing too well. Okay, you know what? We're going to do this, and we solve our problem with Nina. Filter wheel. Just connect the filter wheel. Interesting. Let's go back to Loom. Yeah, I need to start processing some of these Helix Nebula too. Okay, it's done. Let's go full screen. And drop this down. Interesting. Zero way. Let's see if I can do a mosaic of this moon. very low FPS, but let's see what we can do. How's it? Welcome. Oh, great. Fire Capture decided not to like life. Why are we live stacking? I really need to go probably check how close the scope is to needing a meridian flip. No, what I'm more worried about is because this is not going to flip. Well, I suppose this should flip. Yeah. It should. It should. I haven't really tested it though. I suppose that's the. Yeah, and see what it actually does. Yeah. Imperial. No. I mean, you can find them. It's just a little more difficult because they're slightly. Well, the rest of the world is metric. It's only. Yeah. Ow. Yeah, that is quite a lot. It's got a little bit to go before it's going to hit. Only problem with this, it absolutely chows hard drive space. I mean, I can definitely see this atmosphere is very unstable tonight. I'll show you now, it is horrible. It is like Jetstream, the seeing is like. Yep. Yeah. No, it's definitely not the best evening to be doing this, but yeah, the seeing is not so bad, but the jet stream is terrible. So for planetary imaging, it sucks. Which I was just curious to try the. I just didn't want to take this camera off because I want to go and image the rest of the helix still. So if I take the camera off, then I have to. Yeah, and I don't want to do that. See, and annoyingly, my sequence is now broken. I don't know, like when I loaded the sequence. Yeah, like if I open it, it goes. Yeah, unable to deserialize JSON, so like something's wrong. So you know what? Do we go? Yeah. Well, I'll just quickly do it again. I was doing able 36, 36, not 26, 36. Search for that. This is very slow because of this. How's it in Pungo? Yeah, he's on YouTube. I know I've got you muted so you don't go through to YouTube, but no, I've muted Discord so it doesn't come through into YouTube. So yes, if it sounds to YouTube like I'm randomly talking to myself, I'm actually talking to Tian on Discord. I am not completely insane. No, not yet. Okay, well, let's jump back to this. Is it fire capture here? I'm actually keen to get like the planetary camera on this and like some of the Barlows on a good night. It will be. Yeah. I mean, if I go full resolution, basically on a 6x Barlow, these craters fills up the full 224 MC. So going on like a 2x or 3x Barlow, basically, it's crazy. But I mean, yes. Well, I mean, you go down from an what's. yeah. I mean, what you go from F. You go to an F48. Only. Yeah, but to be fair, I will be imaging at 14,592 millimeters. So yeah, no, definitely. Like it's crazy. Yeah, no, it's ridiculous. I don't think like it's practical to image at that unless you've got absolutely perfect scars, because 14,000 millimeters is yeah. You need like perfect scars for it. Yeah. The only thing I can suggest is downloading this offline sky map. So yeah. So if you go to the Nino site, you'll find the files to download. Yeah. It's just, it helps a lot because yeah. Exactly. So that's why I've done it, and it works perfectly well being having no internet. So, and basically it gives you all like the HIPS Sky survey, like it's called the pretty stuff. It looks nice. Um, but it's useful. Yeah, I'll show you Nina after this. Let me just find some more nice moon stuff. Before oh, that looks nice. Before I have to jump off, before I have to like go and move the scope. Well, make sure it flips okay. I'm not going to try and refine the moon, because normally I just rely on like plate solving to find things, but plate solving the moon is a problem because it's so bright. It basically just you lose the stars, and then you can't plate solve anything. So so you can plate solve to where it is, but as it gets up closer, it becomes unable to plate solve because you're too close to the moon, so that the scope just gets flooded with light, and then you can't see stars or anything, so it becomes a mess. You can get close, but yeah, it's not perfect, and then because this focal length is so long as well, like it's tricky. The late. No, not the beta. 2.2. Yeah. I've probably got about. Let's see how close do I look. Let's just do this quickly. Yes. Yeah, so I've got all of that for offline. So basically, my my entire thing is offline. Okay, I've got a bit to go before it hits the leg. There's nothing like looking at the. Okay, no, I need to flip it. I don't like this. Okay, let's go here. It's just finishing imaging, and then I'll flip it. Yeah, so that's the problem, is like I don't have a guide scope for this. So if it does, I will flip it and then go and use the laser on it and try and just adjust it outside. Okay, let's go max. You can stop doing that. And this can go to 25% zoom. Okay, let's try this. Put light back on. Okay, cool. I'll be back. I'm just going to go and make sure it flips okay. Oh, my neck is killing me. Okay. I need to figure out a better way to find the planets. Let's do this. We'll just go do some deep space imaging because that's a bit easier than this. No, I can't get it aligned properly, and like holding a laser up to it and trying to find it is, yeah, and it's just an awkward position. I need to get a guard cam, like no, not guard cam, a finder scope set up on it. So let's just set up this quickly. Oh yeah. Okay, that's yeah, that might be. Okay, let's. Yeah, and it's like a. Guys on YouTube, I'm just switching to some deep sky imaging because I'm battling with this moon. Let's just do this. Let's connect all devices. Settings. Okay, so we'll go Able 36, and all my previous sequence, for whatever reason, died, so I need to just redo it. Able 45, set for framing assistant. Yep. So all of my templates still work. So if you look here, okay, all of my templates are still working. So it's just a matter of adding the targets again. What I've just lost is some of the little fiddling I'll need to do. But, I mean, it's really not a issue. So, like for this, I just want to take out the S to change it to 6 and 6 and dither after 5 exposures. I want to change this, so this must be 0.5, otherwise it can be up to 600, nearly 600 pixels error before it corrects. So now it's 93 pixels before it corrects. That's better. HFR 10. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, that is Able 36. So what we can do so long is actually just start the imaging, and then I'll start doing the sequence so long. I'll add other sequences. It's going to cool the camera, then we'll move on to... Okay, we've done all of that. Tracking a sidereal, making sure, unparking the scope. It has actually just turned my... So what this does here, publish to MQTT broker. It will ensure that my outside lights are off when the imaging starts. Yeah, because it's all going to... Yeah, so my house is on Home Assistant, so it turns it off, which is very useful. Lazy, and then it sends a telegram, so it's just sent me a message now. No, it's either lazy or efficient, depending on which way you look at it. Let's just clean up these things. Okay, so what it's going to do is just cool the camera to -15, and then it will wait for nautical dusk. So this is just standard stuff I have it added in each of the sequences, so it always waits until dusk always waits until the target's above horizon. These will just pass immediately. Then it'll switch to, I can get rid of this because I don't need that anymore. It will switch to luminance and do a slew in center, which I just need to actually make sure that my plate solving is, yes, okay, 15 seconds. I find I have to force a luminance on the plate solve, because if I don't, sometimes the HAs are just, there's not enough stars with this f8 telescope and the focal length. So I have to just force. Yeah, well, it's fine on the other telescope. It's fine. Okay, I can take off this. That's fine. I can stop guiding there. Okay, so Able 45 is my interim target. Because you can see this one sets. This one's already past the meridian. It sets at. Where's the time? At 10:15, where it sits. It sets, rather. Helix only rises at about 11:30. Yeah, so to avoid downtime, I've been imaging Able 45 in between. So yeah, I just, I'm not doing anything at the time, so just, image, may as well. Okay, so it does the same thing then. You see these it's just a repeat of exactly this previous one, so I don't need to worry about. I'm actually not going to force calibration again. I'll just force it once. There's no S2 in this target, so set these to 6. So basically, I've just been collecting data on this one, while in the meantime I only get an hour or something on it, so very little, but it's something. Yeah, because I'm primarily going for the helix. So if we just go helix, and all of this, as you're asking, it doesn't need at all the internet, because it's target to sequence, and we do the narrowband SHO. So I've just saved a whole pile of templates, and I just use it repeatedly, and I'll just modify the templates. You see, this one only rises over here and then sets when it gets to dawn. I would say this is pretty high up in the sky at 85 degrees transiting. It's just getting slightly nerve-wracking while leaving the scope. So I might just stop that soon, because it's getting quite close to hitting things at that point. Don't need to run the autofocus there. Do that after 5 exposures. And this is 0.5. So guys, if you have any questions about it, just, I don't know who's still watching, but just ask. Okay, and then that's 6 and 6, and then get rid of the S2. It's not enough S2 worth worrying about. And that's it. And then we add templates in sequence. Add an end sequence. And that's just to park and warm the scope, warm the camera. Yeah. Okay, and I want to change this one. So where's this Able? So helix is done. Sequence end, I don't need to change. This one here. Orbiculum. Okay. Oh, there we go. Camera's cooled, so now it's going to start doing the slewing to. I can change the order, and I can make it a non-parallel. I've set it to a parallel instruction. So normally what happens is it waits 10 minutes before dusk. before nautical dark. So that's normally fine because it sets it up and I'll do the alignment. It's just this is taken a little out of sequence because I obviously haven't started by doing this. So normally when I do this, I cool the camera when it starts getting dark, and then I do in the sequence I have polar aligns. But I've already done the polar alignment, so yeah. So I can allow it. I just haven't bothered to do that because normally my sequence is cool it down, start doing things like plate solving and all of that. So by the time it's cool and it's dark enough to plate solve, the camera's already cool. But yeah, I can just change that up. It's quite easy to make them non-parallel. Okay, it's found it. It's going to start guiding. Yeah, I know you. Mm-hmm. Oh, I can actually close this now. I don't need that open. Orbiculum, yes, I was looking for it. So this one is quite cool. So it keeps looping on this Able 35 until the next target is while the next target is below horizon. So whilst helix is below the horizon, keep doing this. As soon as it comes above, start imaging, and you can see that's estimated time is roughly 20 to 12, 11. So it instead of just looping and going from target to target, it can be quite smart like this. So it knows the next one's a helix, it knows where it is, and it will, which is really nice if you like for this multiple imaging. This is my filler target, so this one images as long as it can, and then yeah. So this is my early target because this Able 36 is one of the other main targets. Able 45 is this interim one, and then it will move to the helix. Yeah, no, I must say, like, Nina is pretty solid. Yeah, no, definitely. Like, I mean, it's worth probably installing Nina and just testing it out like random targets to get used to it. But because everything else is exactly the same, right? All the ASCOM drivers are the same, everything's the same. So if you can use, well, you just either run Nina or Sequence Generator. I mean, you can see I'm still running PhD 2. Only thing is I'm running Green Swamp Server instead of Green Swamp Server. So it's a slightly nicer alternative to the ASCOM telescope control. So you can see this is the Green Swamp Server. So I run this. I find out it's a bit better than oh, okay. Oh, okay, similar thing then. So you will just connect to that, but basically like Sequencer Generator Pro connects to that, Nino will connect to it. So it's yeah, it's worth just testing out, I guess. Let's just try and see if we can. So you can see, like, the problem is if you can see the focus on here, like this is the stars on HA. Yeah, that's the problem with f8 long focal length. There's very few stars. 10 seconds at gain of 220 and 2x2 binning. Yes, it's not great. Yeah, so you can see, like, the focuser on here is not great. No. On the other scope, it's fine. It's like a perfect thing. On this telescope, it really battles. It battles so badly. Yeah, it's not reliable. And you can see, look at what it's doing here. This is the current autofocus it's running. It's kind of like slightly all over the place. So yeah, I need to fix the focuser, but new focus, as I said, are pretty expensive. So I need to find one that's worthwhile. And no, so what if you look at the sequence here? Yeah. So yeah, so instead of doing that, because I find that the focus can sometimes take time, so I check the HFR trend, which is not perfect. But if you're assuming that as temperature goes up, the HFR is going to change, all the sky conditions change. So this will also worry about sky conditions changing, and try and focus on it. So what I said is, after it averages over 5 samples, and I can change it. But if you have it too quick, if you have one bad frame, it doesn't necessarily mean autofocus. Yes. So, or a bad guy or something. So, like, you don't want to just kind of avoid yeah, no. So that's why I've got that set. I find it very rarely triggers, but it does sometimes. Yes. Yeah, no, it is. Very nice. Wait, is this good? And you can see I get these random, like, really bad samples, and the curve is not changing very much. Yeah, so I mean, I get this is the problem here. Like, the curve fit is quite bad. It is. I'll probably need to up my step size a bit to get that to work better. Mm. Yeah, so I need to play with the scope a bit more. And let me check. Options, autofocus, 25. So let me up this to 100. Yeah, no, I find that my autofocus is a fairly narrow range. So let me try 100 and see how that works. Because within half an hour, it will switch to the oxygen anyway and focus that. So, yeah, okay, let's leave that. And then imaging, okay. Let's just check this autofocus. Yeah. Fine, accept the calibration. Let's see who's online on the stream.